everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all been well. Sorry it's been so long since a video from me. I've just been wrapped up in Christmas and the holiday season and doing a bunch of things, and obviously with the update and the DLC coming out before Christmas time, I just completely got stuck in with the storyline of the DLC and doing all the things in the main game and the star path and everything else we've had. I do still have a lot to do, but I am currently kind of trying to get through everything. But I wanted to do a quick video today because I am doing my last minute out of the toy box dream snap for this week, where we have to do a Toy Story themed dream snap. I was just going to do this as sort of a last minute thing and just kind of do it as quickly as I could and get it put up ready for the voting, but I just thought while I'm doing it I will record it just so people can see how I set up my dream snaps. Obviously by no means I am no expert. I cannot say I consistently get 4K every week. I do most weeks, but it is definitely not very consistent. So without further ado, I will speed run through my dream snap creation. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will catch up with you at the end with the finished result. So when I first got into Eternity Isle, I went straight to the plains because this is where I decided I wanted to make my dream snap. I just liked the kind of desert vibe for this dream snap. I just think it worked really well for the theme I was going for. So I placed some of the big buildings I knew I wanted to use, like the VA Cafe, Pizza Planet and Woody's Carousel in, and kind of kept playing around with the camera mode to kind of get a good idea of where I wanted to place myself and where these buildings would need to go to be able to get a good shot. So I placed them all around. I had some of the smaller items already dotted out as well, so I could kind of chop and change them in when I needed. I did have my actual house placed here as well, just in case I needed to run in and get anything. It saved me completely teleporting to the other side of the aisle. Once I had moved everything to where I thought it should be, I put in some of the tiles. I put in the asphalt tile bordered one. I feel like this looks most like a road and just kind of fit the vibe the most, so this is what I went for. Luckily I had a load of this in my inventory to be able to place that in furniture mode, so I was managing to put it all down instantly. Once I put that all in, I realised I wanted to move the carousel back slightly, as I wanted to kind of make a little seating area in front of it and kind of have the carousel slightly off more in the distance compared to the other buildings. As you can see, I played a lot around with camera mode and the filters just because I wanted to make sure I had all these larger buildings in place before I started doing any of the smaller details, and making sure that the camera mode was in the angle I wanted it and kind of fit the aesthetic I wanted. It meant it made building a lot easier, and I find this a really good tip to do during Dream Snap. Once I got all the larger buildings into the spots I wanted them, I started adding all of the smaller furniture pieces I had. Luckily I do have a lot of Toy Story pieces. I think I have pretty much all of the ones that aren't premium, but I do have some of the deluxe items and all of Scrooge's items, so I had kind of a lot of range of items to be able to place. I did use some other furniture items, including the red ice cream machine, as I think it fit the kind of carnival-y outside seating area vibe, but I didn't really use much else that wasn't Toy Story, apart from some of the tables that I do add later on. Also, you may be wondering why I do have some random candelabras at the front of the image in front of me. It's just to give my face some extra lighting and be able to make sure that I can kind of see properly when testing the photo what the lighting will look like. I was playing around with the idea of what time of day I wanted to do this in. I originally built this design in the night time because that was kind of the original vibe I wanted to go for, but when I ended up taking my final dream snaps, you will see I did kind of edit the time of day slightly, but not too much that it affected how the dream snap looked. I then placed in some tables and chairs to make my kind of roadside little seating area. I did use the Wall-E tables and chairs as I think these look the best in Dream Snaps and just in this vibe in general, and kind of just made it look a lot more natural rather than the Toy Story furniture, which can look quite out of place in this kind of setting. As you can see, I also placed some of the new flora and fauna from the DLC in front of me in the image just to give myself a bit of a foreground. Some of these I did have to edit the terrain for, but it didn't really make too much of an impact. But I wanted to have these dotted about to make it feel a lot more natural and less kind of built up, as though this kind of sporadic circus or little event area has kind of popped up somewhere and people can enjoy it. So I wanted it to feel as natural as possible with some of the fauna around the area. I then went in, added a load of the Wally cones. I feel like these kind of just made it look even more like a roadside, and I wanted it to kind of look like the truck had a place mapped out to drive. And I then added some of the food I made to the tables, so I just added a banana split on the table and some popcorn by the popcorn machine. I didn't want to add too much food just because I knew it was so far in the background you wouldn't really see it, but I wanted to add these little bits just to give it a bit more character. I then went and got our trusty friend Woody to come and hang out in the picture. I did want to get some more characters in here like Buzz, but I just didn't have the time, and I knew having to kind of have them blocked in and roaming around in this area would have taken way too long to try and get a good picture because they are so tiny, and I knew I'd probably miss out. So that is my final dream snap. I absolutely love the area I made. I'm probably going to keep this here, or maybe just kind of alter it, but keep the vibe in here because I think it fits really, really well. I love the carnival vibe. And I will show you my finished dream snap now. As you can see, I did change the time of day, like I said, to slightly earlier on in the sunset. I just felt like it got a lot more colour on my character's face. I also changed up with the filters I was alternating between. I do like the other filter because it does make everything in the background less blurred and more crystal clear, but I did feel like this one with the two different colours kind of just gave it more of a fun vibe. I really love how I did the flora in the front and being able to see the plants really up close as if you've kind of snuck in and spotted and taken this picture. And obviously the snake is absolutely adorable, so I'm glad I went for the snake in the picture. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you do have any tips and tricks for me or anything you want to know about dream snaps, feel free to leave them in the comments, and if there's anything else you want to see on the channel, please let me know. I'm always looking for ideas and suggestions, so I would love to hear some. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!